In a bright, cozy kitchen with sunlight streaming through the windows, 10-year-old Jenny stood at the kitchen counter, her long brown hair tied back and an apron neatly tied around her waist. Today's mission: bake her first cake. The counter was covered with all the ingredients and utensils she would need: flour, sugar, eggs, butter, and more. Jenny measured each ingredient with a focused expression, carefully following the recipe. Her parents stood nearby, offering guidance and tips as Jenny cracked eggs into a bowl, poured milk, and sifted flour. Once the ingredients were gathered, Jenny began to mix the batter. Using a whisk, she blended everything in a large mixing bowl, a puff of flour occasionally escaping into the air. Her hands stirred diligently, and soon the batter turned into a smooth, creamy mixture. With a big smile, Jenny added chocolate chips and a handful of colorful sprinkles. Next came pouring the batter into a greased cake pan. Jenny made sure it was evenly spread before her parent helped her place it into the preheated oven. With her face pressed against the oven window, she eagerly watched the time-lapse of her cake rising and baking. Time seemed to pass slowly, but finally, the moment arrived to take the cake out. Jenny's face lit up with pride as she removed the freshly baked cake from the oven. Once cooled, she spread frosting over the cake, concentrating hard to get it just right. She decorated it with more sprinkles, some fruit, and a message written with icing. Jenny savored the creative process, her eyes shining with joy. Finally, it was time to share her masterpiece. Jenny presented the cake to her family, who gathered around with excited expressions. As she cut the first slice, everyone cheered, complimenting her on her delicious creation. They enjoyed the cake together, Jenny beaming with pride. Afterward, Jenny washed her hands and wiped down the counter, a satisfied smile on her face. The kitchen was now filled with the wonderful smell of fresh cake. On the table sat the beautifully decorated cake, and in the background, Jenny's proud face glowed.